Welcome to a Reddit and Read video now. Parents of Reddit, what is the most absurd thing you have found on your kids' social media? Not technically a parent but an older sister. So my little brother, when he was around 7-ish, had a search history of naked women and such. And when my mother found out and confronted him, he cried and was saying he just wanted to be like Jack from the Titanic by drawing naked women, and he had a few pages of his attempted drawings. I once found my sister trying to search sexy boy pennies. She might have just missed an S, but I still find it hilarious. Well, I have childlike parents. Weirdest thing so far was having to sit down and have a talk with my mother about how some things on Facebook are not real. My extended family lives in Houston, and during Hurricane Harvey, my mother was driving my elderly relatives to hysteria by emailing them horribly photoshopped pictures of Houston landmarks submerged under 50 feet of water, followed by "It's a biblical flood. The world is ending. The news is lying to you. You're going to die if you don't get in your car and try to drive out of town right now." I talked to my stepdad and made him give me her password so I can shut down her account during the next natural disaster. When I was 9 or 10, my buddy and I were on the family computer doing whatever 9 or 10-year-olds do. My friend told me to go to prettygirls.com. Innocent enough. Except it directed us to a porn site called Teen Fucking Live, and we immediately panicked and closed the browser. My mom really chewed us out when she found it. I tried to tell her we were just looking for pretty girls, but she wasn't having it. It was a long few weeks of computer-less punishment. Edit. Not to kill the fun, but I am a woman and a tattoo artist, body piercer, haha. Thus the stabby username. Not super similar but related. My mom gave me and my sister diaries when we were about 14 to 15, and I instantly knew it was a trap. And they would read it, so I drew a monster truck and some stick figures doing kung fu, then left it. My sister instantly decided to write about the dude she fucked under the pier and how she had been smoking weed every day and how much she hated my parents. I have never seen someone dig themselves a grave so deep so fast. They read them the minute we left for school in the morning. I don't know what it is, but I'm willing to bet it's something I disapprove of. My 15-year-old happily announces he went viral because his comment amassed 1.5k likes on Reddit. What did you say? Quote. I ask. Pause. I forgot. What's your Reddit name? Quote. I can't tell you. Then why did mention it? Question mark. Quote. That my 12-year-old son searched for pro study tips. No joke. My son, trying to study harder. Never a million years in lives would I have expected this. My kids are preteen. I was on their computer one time and found a series of internet searches. Kissing, making out, condom. When my twins were young, elementary school, they were looking up The Simpsons and accidentally came across cartoon Simpsons pornography. The computer was in the living room, so I heard them giggling and turned to see two guilty little faces. So hard not to laugh and so disturbing. What a conversation. The sight of Milhouse and Lisa is forever burned into my retinas. When he was little, my brother once wanted to help us find a cool new purse to order for my mom's birthday. He image searched fun bags, and my parents had to answer a lot of questions. Not a parent, but my cousin one time got onto the computer when he was 11 or 12 or so and searched for naked 12-year-old girls. I was there when his stepdad checked through the browser history, and needless to say, he and my cousin had a chat about acceptable search terms. I have told this story before. This was before my son was on social media. He was 7 or 8, and he asked if he could have some alone time in the office. I looked at his search history. Big boobs, which turned up weird humongous Photoshop boobs, immediately followed by little boobs, and then hot grills, which turned up page after page of Weber grills. He's 18 now and has no memory of this. Not social media, but once caught both of my nieces playing an animated game online where the objective was to spank a cartoon butt with a paddle. Every time they'd swing the paddle at the butt, it would emit the sound of a woman moaning. They couldn't understand why the game was inappropriate and were laughing hysterically while playing. Edit. People have asked or assumed that it was a game called Spank the Monkey. I'm not familiar with this game, so I looked it up and nope. That wasn't it. No idea what the game was actually called, but it was a bare white woman's, albeit animated, asime paddle was an animated ping-pong paddle. Never thought I'd ever have to type such a sentence. Edit 2. Nope. It wasn't an Elsa game. IRC, there wasn't a face or upper body visible in the game, but pretty sure I had assumed it was a woman's butt because the butt was attached to shapely legs that ended in a pair of stilettos. The cartoon woman was completely bent over, on a table. I think this incident happened about 2012 years ago. For those inquiring, I most certainly didn't punish my nieces. I told my sister, their mother, later night and we had a good laugh. My 15-year-old step-bro-in-law used my wife's laptop while he was visiting the house and forgot to clear the history. His Google searches included girls pussing, hot pussy willows, boobs and pussing sex. Now that I typed this out, I am wondering if he was just misspelling pissing. That would make a little sense, albeit not comforting. Not a parent, but some of my students, 7th and 8th grade, asked to add me on Instagram this year. The worst username I've come across is BootyWarrior13. Edit. I don't ever add them, and my account is private. I never give them my handle because I don't want them to find me. But if they do, I decline the follow anyway. Usually the way I find out their Instagram names is because they will oftentimes want their peers to follow them, and so they will promote themselves by putting their username handle on the board. I often joke though that I would add them on Facebook, to which I always get the reply, Facebook is for old people, so that's fun. When I was like 12, my dad found Dragon Ball Z hentai in my history searches and proceeded to look through all of the pages while I hid in the bathroom pretending to take a shit. I remember him yelling my name and having to mentally prepare to deny everything. LMAO. I'm scared as shit to have kids and find their porn searches. Edit. Don't know how to feel about my highest upvoted comment being about hentai, but I'll take it. Not a parent, but the other day my 12-year-old little brother posted a topless photo on Instagram with a caption, "Fuck boy." Not my kid, but on Halloween I saw a post on my 17-year-old cousin's Snapchat that was a selfie captioned, verbatim, "Any girls trying to come over here and suck on this spooky dick and get festive with some pumpkin spice lattes?" I immediately face-palmed, then laughed my ass off for a solid 15 minutes. Was at my friend's place around the age of 10 to 12 when my parent called me home randomly. I run in the front door and both my parents are sitting in the living room and immediately ask me to spell the word sex. I do, and then they tell me to send my brother over. Brother runs over. He'd be around 9 to 10. And doesn't come back. Turns out he searched for girls having sex, but spelled it 6. I found my stepdaughter's musical.ly account. She had a bunch of poor attempts at sexy belly dancing to various Evanescence songs. My friend told us about how he found his brother's search history. Girl penis. Girl not have penis? Why girl not have penis? He was 10. Saw my 12-year-old brother's search history once. Was literally boobs, butt, and also vagina. She joined one of those Facebook groups. It was called "Anything is a Dildo If You Are Brave Enough." Pictures of my daughter, 11, posing quite harmlessly that went on to bum shots, wearing shorts. Someone pretending to be a 14-year-old girl asked her to do these shots for a modeling competition and sent similar shots so she knew how to pose. She eventually stopped the conversation. The pics came through to my iPad linked devices. Police got involved, and also CEOP. They originated from an account in South Africa, so Interpol took over the case and we will probably never get an update. Instagram never even bothered to respond to my report. Had a coworker bring in her kid during the summer so that she could run him to the local middle school for football practice when she took her break at 9. Since I was in training at the time, I was sitting with her at her desk and mine was not in use. To keep him occupied, I'd log into my computer and then she'd pull up YouTube so he could watch the "Watch Me Whip" song. Because apparently kids will watch that shit for hours. Well, one day she goes over to check in on him and says in a confused voice, "Who the heck is Ed Gain?" Quote. So it turned out that it was still logged into my YouTube profile, where I had taken to watching documentaries about serial killers. And the kid had clicked on one of the recommended videos. Whoopsies. Thanks for watching a Reddit and Read video. Make sure to like and subscribe for new content.